Alright guys, welcome back. So if you watched the previous replay, I showed the arriving live package, implementing it in the deck because we had to supplement the loss of Chaos Ruler. You can't supplement it, you can't replace Chaos Ruler. What Chaos Ruler did for us was just insane. So this is going to be a little bit more in that direction because that one was more so focusing on hiring the ceiling of Junk Speeder, right? But in this particular build, I wanted to ensure to keep the essence of excavating and milling and getting that type of dynamic of the deck within itself, right? And you'll see it in game 2. In game 1, you won't really see it because this is a bit I guess an obscure line because you're more often familiar with this turning into a Chaos Ruler, right? But now it just basically becomes a discard outlet. You discard any of the Stardust, the Jet, the level 2s to put in the grave for Junk Synchron summon. Or you can like keep it on board just to synchro with later on in your combo, and this is what I did here because it makes it hard for your opponent to anticipate because you have a Jet Synchron engraved, you have a Stardust engraved, and there are resources that I can utilize. It's kind of hard to anticipate this deck because I'm pretty sure this guy has no idea what I'm doing, so it makes it even better for me. Even though my hand was weak, because there was an instance where I was like, what if I just tribute something from him, maybe that'd be good enough, but I was like, no, let's not do that. Could lose to the Ash. This way I can kind of maneuver my way and try to accomplish something, and it just gets overwhelmed, and he just scoops, and like, okay, what are you gonna do? Okay. Now this one, this is the one where a lot of you have been mentioning, have you tried this card? If you're not in the Wolfgrounds Discord, go ahead and join now, the link is in the description. This hand is good until you see the triple copies of Synchro Overtake. If these were any other 2 card variations, I'd be good because look at that. You already see a floodgate. You see a punishment. You see this. I'm not too sure what the hell these guys do. All I know is that you end up on a regular. So I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? So Scheiren, many of you are familiar with this by now. It's basically, it's like a walker, and not really, because like you don't really get anything. So the stuff you mill will essentially turn into a walker because the walker summons the ants. You know, so in this way, when the card you mill will kind of essentially be an ant because whatever you send can revive itself. You know, it's in a way it's a bit of a reach, but that's the simplest way I can compare it. And it doesn't use a normal summon, which is nice. So he does this combo. I'm still not too sure what the heck what this does. Like I'm just going along for the ride. I'm dueling off ignorance right now. But I'm still can't get over the fact that I opened a triple overtake. Okay, so my hand is like, okay, I start with this, right? So okay, I was like, does he regulus this? Because if I'm like, please don't negate this, because this is like my only actual play. Like this is my only play, dude. It's just crazy. So look at this, and look what this mill. This is the perfect example of why you play this card and why Ruler was so integral for the deck. Let's check it out. Look at that mill! That's insane! I mill freaking Dotscaper, I mill Destrudo, I have Jet engraved, so many things engraved I can just play with. But I have 3 oh my god, it's so frustrating. Get to a line where I can go Yazi, try to prompt his Regulus, because all these are unknown. I'm not sure what the heck these do, because at this point I wasn't sure what he was playing. So I sided it evenly and Storm, so unfortunately I didn't draw them. But this Ash is going to be quite annoying. I go Destrudo. I target the Dotscaper, so I can go into Baron, right? And then Baron Force, he negates. I negate this guy. You know, you pop 2 for 2, and that's why I did it. Because you could have easily gone for the Yazi line, go Yazi, right? But we could have done Yazi later. So, and then he punishments me. I was like, oh my god, I think I'm in trouble now because like, what am I gonna do? Because this negates effects. It doesn't negate activation, so I can't use multiple copies of this. If it negated activation, I would have been fine because then I just pop off with Synchron. And I was like, okay, and this is my second prompt, which is gonna be the other overtake target, Jet Warrior. We don't typically play this, but in this build, since we're excavating so much, we have more access to mill this guy. The more chances you can get trigger double without using your normal summon, the better. So if let's say you hit this, and let's say you open up this and overtake, and you have double in hand, You can summon this from grave with overtake, right? And trigger double that way, and then pop off, and see, like Synchron, which is what you want to be doing. You don't want to be using your normal summon because your junk is mainly the primary summon that you want to be utilizing that for. But yeah, so I go ahead and chain block. So I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to resolve, right? But I wanted to ensure that the balance resolved because I do not want to be dealing with another interaction. If he doesn't negate overtake and I add junk Synchron, right? So I'll go bounce. He doesn't negate. I'll go overtake. He negates it. Okay, fine. Summon junk. We just search the junk off of the, and then go speeder and pop off, and then we're in. But he ashes my jet. I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? And then I'm like, if these were any of the 2 cards, I'd be fine. Anything. This was anything else, man. Anything else, I'd be fine. Even if it's a tuning, a Stardust, anything else, I'd be. Oh my god, it'd be so good. But oh no, it's so bad. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. That floodgate though, that Jet Warrior was putting in work just then. Has Nibiru. Oh my god, that was so bad, so bad. And look at this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what we can bait out. Because this hand, I need to be able to play around an Imperm or a Veiler, right? That's why I'm going to go for this route. And even if I get drolled here, it doesn't matter because I can still have speeder regardless, which is really nice. So I go for this line. Because if he ashes me, it doesn't matter. Because then I just summon Dotscaper, Tribute, the Excel line, and so on. If it doesn't get negated, it doesn't get stopped, and I get the junk in hand, then I have more ways to trigger the Doppel, which is going to be essentially the same thing. Summon effect. He gammas me. I'm like, oh my god, what the heck? So then I'm forced to set the anti-spell. And like, well, at least I have a follow-up for next turn, right? Because I can just set this and get more bodies on board, right? That's cool. He has evenly, but it's completely useless. He sets his punishment, his dogmatic, his Ninja Servant. I was hoping on that. I was pleased not to happen because majority of this deck, it seems like they're all based around normal spells. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I draw the ants. I'm like, oh my god, the worst. I cut you off for like a week, and then you come back. Oh my god, no. So then I go, okay, well, I mean, nothing else I can do. I just gotta go for it, right? I have to go for it. But even though I'm going for it, I'm completely disregarding Nibiru. But I'm playing around Imperm, Veiler, etc. Crow, right? Like, I mean, if he crows here, then I'm kind of dead. But like, okay, once I knew this resolved, I knew that Crow wasn't there. So then now I'm gonna be playing around Imperm Veilers, because you can't really play around punishment stuff like that, because that's a similar category as Nibiru, because it's removing the body, So I want to ensure that at least I can play to my strengths, right? So then I go effect, trigger doppel, right? And then I could have easily gone for speeder here, but if I lose to an Imperm or a Veiler or an Ash, right? So I'm trying to go around it by going into Excel Synchron, because in this build I'm playing Trishula, and Trishula has been so amazing because it's so good. It's like one of those contingency plans where, okay, all else fails, Trish. It can be quite devastating the moment you just hit a back row or like a hand or something engraved that they're trying to establish for a follow up. It's just really crazy. So I'm trying to climb into that to be in that position, right? Because if I do it this way, right? If I go with speeder and it gets negated, it doesn't matter, because that means I still have the shaman climb. What you see, what I mean? Effective draw, right? So I'm going about it a long way. And keep in mind, I'm disregarding Nibiru. If he has Nibiru, I can't win anyways, So this way, if I get a card, and if he stops this, then I still have Trish regardless, right? So let's say he imperms here. Okay, it's fine. Imperm. Okay, it's gone. He has one left card. I snipe one, and he'll be playing off 2 cards, right? And through an spell. So I felt like that was quite a task to get over. So I ended up doing this, and nothing happened. Everything resolved. And once he indicated that keep going, I was like, it's over. Because then now once this resolved, I got the clear vision of, okay, this is gonna be a Trish and a Baron, and that's gonna nullify majority of his chances of making a comeback, because I'm gonna Trish. 1 card in hand, 1 card and 1 card in the field, and Baron popped the last card, so he's gonna be on 2 cards plus a negate plus the anti spell. And look at that. It is so cool. And one of the cool things about like Triss is that you can like climb into Baron with it, which is really cool. Pop that. Attack. Set. I follow up. There's just no way. There's no way. You drew the defeat for turn. That sucks, man. Oh, too late.